It is a big day for the Final Fantasy trading card game. We have a new ban list update coming out from the game, and the ban list has brought us the eternal calm from the evil that is Yuna. So let's take a look at this announcement that came out last night, shall we? So we're taking a look over here. This came out last night. So let's take a look at what it says. So effective August 8th, or when the next set, Gunslinger in the Abyss, comes out. We've decided to update card usage. 2 cards are banned. 1 card is set to a restricted card. And the prohibition of 1 card is lifted. Now, that's already a big deal. It's kind of always been like, people were unsure if they were going to set the precedent of unbanning a card. And this will be our first time one. So, like, there's a world now where things can come back. They're not, the ban list is not the the place where cards go to die anymore. And then down below, it's L6 is the same. L3, the card restriction will be enforced on the same day. But yeah, I already think that's really cool that we're going to be seeing a card come back. I didn't think we'd see this announcement this early, but let's take a look at what we're working with here. So, first, here are our banned cards. We have Opus 16 Paladin Cecil and Opus 20 Rosa. So, here's our second precedent. There's always been this weird little unwritten rule that they're never going to ban legends. And we kind of saw something like this with the weird chaos restriction that happened 6 months ago or whatever, where it was like, you know, you can only use so many copies of chaos, blah, blah, blah. That was kind of like, okay, they don't want to ban the legend. I get it. So they're trying to get around banning the legend. But we have now seen a legend hit the ban list. So no card is safe. So how do I feel about this? I don't know. Do I think Cecil needed to get banned? I'm still kind of unsure on that. Am I sad he's gone? No, I'm not. This card was a menace. This card was absolutely a menace. It was just starting to outpace where things were at, constantly gaining value, and the combo of Rosa into Earth Cecil into Wind Cecil, even beyond the Cat 4 Yuna deck that's been running about. I mean, you were seeing it in Refia, Warriors of Light. Like, you were seeing it anywhere you could play water. Just put this little package in, because it gains so much value to be able to put out both these forwards, have board protection. It gets refunded because the Rosa draws a card when a Cecil enters the field. And then Cecil lets you cheat in bodies you might normally not be able to play. So, like, Wolves on 1 backup was able to just go, you know, Rosa, Cecil, tag out into Wind Cecil, play the 4-cost Warrior of Light. Like, crazy. Now, where I've been at with it is, do I think both of these cards needed to go? I don't actually think so. I think one or the other probably would have been fine. You know, without Wind Cecil, sure, you could pay any element for your Cat 4 cards, but like, Earth Cecil now only really goes into either the old Opus 2 one or his intended. He gets to do his intended thing, which is go into the water one from the same set, which isn't like the same value. And vice versa, if Rosa's gone, then sure, you can do Earth Cecil into Wind Cecil into stuff, but you have to pay Earth and Water for his alternate cost, and you don't get the draw when you tag back in, so you're not getting the refund, and you're paying more for it. So it's no longer as splashable because you actually have to pay the colors, and the value isn't as high. So, I mean, unfortunately, these cards caught strays for the sins of Yuna, but I don't know if they both had to go, but I'm not too sad to see Cecil gone. You know, as someone who has played decks like Ice Lightning for a time being, if you're playing like Ice Lightning, for example, and your opponent puts Cecil down, you just shake their hand and move on. um, but let's scroll down here now to our one restricted card. No one is surprised. Not a single person is surprised. Okay, some people may be surprised it's not banned, but no one is surprised to see this card sitting in front of us. Yuna is restricted to 1 per deck. I'm a little surprised that they didn't just ban it and be done with it, but I get it. It is a cool card. Like, when you're not trying to abuse it to be turbo 10 forwards, turn 1, pass, stop you from playing the game, like, action abilities are a cool thing in the game. And it is a cool card. It just was being just completely abused too hard. I could also see the argument of, like, it's still so new that they still want people to buy packs, but also to, like, still play with the new card and whatnot. So, you know, I think it's fine. I'm just glad to see it here. I think these hits were necessary. I know everybody wasn't expecting to see it this early. A lot of people were saying, oh, they'll probably ban Yuna, but it'll be after Worlds or something. But it just, I think it needed it. You know, think about, you know, if you think about the game from like a new player standpoint, if I'm a new player getting into the game and I'm like, I'm going to locals to play my first Final Fantasy card game, and my opponent, I sit down and my opponent goes, Rosa, Cecil, Theodore, okay, go. Oh, you're gonna, and then Yuna, oh, you're gonna do something. I'm gonna tag out my Cecil, play Y'shtola, and then cancel everything you do. You lose. Like, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go try One Piece. This was fun. So, especially coming off the back of like the Magic set and hoping that like people come check out the game after getting some Final Fantasy cards over there. You don't want this to be people's first experience with the game. So, it's completely going to change the way people build decks for Nationals now, which is going to be really interesting. Arguably makes it harder. You know, I think everybody was basically saying it was like you play the deck you like, and then you either play Yuna or the deck that beats Yuna. You know, you play a hard counter. But it's easy to build a deck when it's like everybody's gonna be playing Yuna. You know, you're like, okay, I play a deck with Ixion and I play a deck with Axstar. You know, it's like, now that's not a thing, we're in the Wild West again. So it'll be really interesting to see how this kind of affects the meta. I'll be curious to see if we end up just falling back into turbo control meta with Mono Earth, Refia, and Chaos Arc decks, or if Knights and maybe the inevitable, you know, FF13 aggro is able to kind of keep them at bay the way Yuna was, because the unfortunate truth is Yuna was keeping some of these slow control decks at bay, leaving room for mid-range decks like Scions and Warriors to thrive for once. And I'd hate to see us just fall back into big control decks, big aggro decks. The in-between gets tossed. But we'll see. We have a new set coming out. I'll probably be doing a set review on that soon. So we'll definitely have to take a look at what decks develop on it. So the final thing we want to talk about here is, look at this guy. Daddy is back. So Dataluma has been freed from jail. He is now off the ban list. You can have 3 in a deck. I've been saying with one of my friends at Locals for probably 3 or 4 sets now. Every time people talk about, you know, there was talk of banning 4-cost Warrior Light. There was talk of banning Chaos. There's been talk of banning Yuna. And every time the ban list discussion comes up, I always go, do we really need Dataluma on the ban list still? Like, so I'm glad to see he's finally come off. He's done his time and he's allowed to be free again. The days of, I played the game back in the days of Opus 4, Opus 5. The days of, you know, Cactuar, Dataluma are behind us. It's exciting to see him back. it's cool to see him back. His job is martial artist, so he works with the new Zangan support we're getting in the new set, which is kind of cool, at least. I've seen people going nuts over this, like it's going to be the, you know, huge for the game. I don't think it's going to change anything. I mean, clearly they pulled it back to 3 in a deck. I mean, we just have other stuff that does what he does, but better now. It's just the card is sadly just kind of too slow now. But yeah, so that's about it for the ban list updates, though. It's really cool to see this announcement come out and some changes happening to the game, especially with us going into the end of the competitive season. We have a few more LQs. We have one more Materia Cup in North Carolina, and then we'll have Nationals. So it'll be really interesting to see how the meta develops with a new set and with a new ban list. But let me know in the comments what you think. Are you excited for this? Are you sad? I haven't seen too many people be sad about it, but I'd like to see what people think or what kind of decks you think are going to be able to come back and thrive and we'll be able to build with in the next set. So, but yeah, so until the next video, take care, everyone.